moderate your exercise, listen to your body, and make sure that you use as many modifications as possible. That's the important thing. Right, shall we start? Because it's time. Obviously, it's a very short class. It's not going to last very long, but it'll get you motivated for the rest of the week. That's, you know. And then you can go and watch Killing Eve, can't you? Which is what we're all looking forward to. So, what I'd like you to do then, so obviously we're working on this idea of centering and feeling grounded, really important here. We're going to come into child's pose, so you can have your big toes to touch and your knees wide, okay, and then you come and bring your chest in between your thighs, or you can have your knees together, okay. So really important that you come into this sort of position. You can have your forehead on the floor, you can have your arms by the side of your heels, whichever feels comfortable for you, and just come into that position and just start to connect with your breath. So nice deep inhales through the nose, nice deep exhales through the nose, and start connecting with that deep abdominal breathing. Imagining that you have a balloon just behind your belly button, and that you can feel that expansion and contraction with each in-breath and each out-breath. So, yoga pose. This is a very good yoga pose because it offers a sense of introspection. We can focus on sensations. It helps to make us feel nurtured and very secure. So I want you to focus on your shins and your tops of your feet touching the floor, which is the grounding sensation that you need. And obviously the fold makes it very introspective and very, very calming. Very good for anxiety, this posture. So checking in with your breath. I want you to set your intention for this practice. Short positive statement in the present tense beginning with I am. So whatever you're feeling right now today, whatever obstacle that you're going through, whatever challenge that you're feeling, I want you to flip the script and say the opposite. So if you're feeling anxious, your intention can be I am calm. And you can say that to yourself 3 times to the side of your head. Connect with your intention. And keep that intention in your breath as a background to your practice. Okay, so child's pose, gentle hip opening and nicely opening up the lower back here, especially if you've got tension in that lower back. Depends if you've been sat working today from home, can be quite useful. And then we're going to come up then and we're going to come into cat-cow. So I really want to see those jazz hands, nice wide fingers, wrists underneath and your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. If you've got any kind of carpal tunnel issues, have something like a blanket where you place the heel of the palm on the edge of the blanket. Nice jazz, wide fingers, nice and wide, knees under hip. And we're coming to cat-cow, so don't collapse into the floor, press the ground away from you. So you can really have a nice strong core and really focus on the sensation of your body in the floor. And come into your cow by taking your head up and arching your belly down on the inhale. And into the cow, arch your back. So you're undulating and doing some nice segmental movement in your spine. Keeping it nice and flexible, but also working in cat-cow is really good. Okay, for your nervous system, you're working the adrenals just above your kidneys, that bit where the cortisol is produced, that creates, which is the hormone to do with the stress hormone. And just keep drawing that energy up as you inhale into cow and exhale as you arch and you really push your back through your shoulder blades. So we're just mobilising the spine and getting ourselves nicely warmed up. Okay, so what we're going to do now, as you're in table, we're going to do a nice neck release. So come into a nice neutral position. You'll obviously have to mirror me, but if I'm dropping my left ear to my left shoulder, it'll be all right. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to drop my left ear towards my left shoulder. It'll be all right. And I'm rotating my ear up towards the ceiling. And I'm just taking my hand behind my back, and I'm just rotating very gently on the exhale, rotating my shoulder up towards the ceiling with my ear towards my shoulder. So I'm getting some tension release. We'll hold tension in our shoulders and our hips. And then release, then opposite side. Place the other hand behind into your waist and then gently drop your ear towards your shoulder and rotate on the exhale your chest and your shoulder a little bit up towards the ceiling as your ears up towards that shoulder. And nice release, getting rid of that tension. Okay, so what we're going to do now then, we're going to come into a little bit of a balanced cat. So we're going to work on the core. Working on your core is really important. It makes you feel centred when everything around us is very sort of like, we're not sure what's happening. Helps us to feel stable, it makes us feel in control. So push the ground away, core nice and strong, coming into balanced cat. Opposite arm and leg, really push that heel back, toes flex towards the floor. Nice strong core, and you're coming into your balanced cat. Okay, and you're going to hold, pull everything in, nice strong core, nice strong core, and then you're just going to, and just very, very slowly bring you bring your opposite elbow to knee. Now, make sure that your knees are wide enough to give you that balance and stability so you don't go wonky donkey. Make sure your hips are nice and level, do it very slowly, inhale to lift and lengthen, push the ground away, and exhale, opposite knee, nice and slow, curl. Work that core, strength and stability, really focus on the contact between the body and the floor. And then what we're going to do now is we're just going to come into a little bit, so you're going to, with the leg that's up, you're going to drop that behind the foot of the bent knee on the floor, and we're going to very, very slowly on the exhale, we're going to roll into side plank. So I'm going to roll my shoulder and roll my chest all the way up towards the ceiling, taking my arm up. If that feels uncomfortable, just place your hand on your hip, whatever feels like that. Really push that ground away from you and rotate this bottom leg behind you. So you've got a little kickstand like so, wrist underneath the shoulders. We're just going to slightly work that glute medius that gets quite weak. This is a nice hip stabiliser. Again, we're all about grounding and stability. And see if you can lift that leg up and press the heel away, pointing your toes towards your face, flexing towards your face. You're going to really feel that in that outer hip. This is what gets lazy from over-sitting. And then we're going to release, and then we're going to come back down to tabletop. We're going to do that opposite side. Okay, Brucey bonus. Okay, so we're going to take the opposite arm and leg again, push down into the floor, lift and lengthen, really, really strong core. Okay, so we're going to lift and woo-woo. So opposite. So whichever arm you've done, left arm, leg, opposite side. Okay, so I'm doing this with my right, you'll be doing it probably with your left. Do your Brucey bonus, the price is right. Push the ground away. If you really press that heel away, lift, keep the hips nice and level, exhale, Brucey bonus. Nice 2 metres, nice 2 metres, nice. As it said on somebody's tree trunk in Sheffield. We'll do that 3 more times. Push the ground away, core strong, focus on the ground. Nice and strong core. And release. So we're going to rotate. So I'm going to put the same hand down as that knee. Take my back foot behind me, so I've got my little kickstand. And I'm going to get my shoulders perpendicular, so my shoulders are stacked and my hips are stacked on top of each other. Okay, that foot's there. You can take your arm up, or you can have it down. Use this outer glute medius muscle to lift, push the heel away and lengthen. Nice strong core. Really access that power in your core. Balance, centred, controlled. This is what this class is all about. The obstacles really to us feeling very insecure at the moment because we don't know what's happening is we need to work on our sense of stability. Okay, and then release. Nice. So if you want to come into child's pose just to release that pressure on your back a little bit, just slowly on the exhale push your hips back towards your heels and just relax. Bring forehead to the floor. Very calming, very grounding, very good for anxiety, nervousness, this posture. Very calming on the evening, it's quite nice. Okay, so let's come up. We're going to start moving. So we're going to bring one leg forward. We're going to have our feet parallel like train tracks, hip distance apart, about a fist's distance. I want you to bend your knees as much as you can so you can place your abdomen on your thighs and come into ragdoll. So, head heavy. Tilt your tailbone up towards the ceiling and grab opposite elbows. Now, this one is really good for accessing the flight or fight hamstrings. You know, we're all really in that fight or flight state at the moment. You know, the stress is building up. We're just really going to release that tension there in those tight hamstrings. Head heavy, opposite elbows. And just feel that heaviness and feel that gentle stretch move into the stretch into the hamstrings. Okay, Now we're going to inhale and come into a flat back, into a 90-degree angle. Inhale, chest forward, spine long. Access that flatness with a nice strong core. Pull your core in, concave belly. Okay, and then what we're going to do now is we're going to come into chair pose. So tilt your tailbone down, get your chest lifting really, really high. Chair pose, knees stacked over your ankles. Okay, lift, lift, lift. Nice strong core, keep the chest lifted. And 5 times we're going to come into half lift and then chair pose. I really want you to put all the weight in the heels as you're doing this. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Lift, lift, lift. Root to rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Press down and lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Okay, get those hamstrings warming up. Get those glutes firing up. Root to rise. Working on control, stability, balance. Root to rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. And one last time. Inhale, lengthen. Hands to press, Namaste, coming up into mountain. So we need to access that strength and stability and that grounded and centeredness. So bring your big toes together, separate your heels. Big toes still touching. Separate your feet so they're nice and parallel. Really press down into the big toe. Really press down into the mound of the big toe. Pull your pinky toes back and feel your arches lifting. Pull your kneecaps up towards your waist by activating the power in your legs. This is really important. Grounding comes from feeling the sense of power in your thighs and your feet on the floor. Feel whatever is holding and supporting you. Tilt your pelvis up towards your head, lengthen your spine, open your chest, lift and lengthen. So you stay there into that posture. Really, really important to root to rise. So we don't feel as though the weight of the world is pulling us all down with what's going on at the moment. Really feel your head extended and your spine going up towards the ceiling. So we're not all the way, we're not too heavy and grounded, we're extended and lifting. So we're going to come into a high crescent lunge. So I'm going to take my left back, it'll probably be your right. Take it as far back as it will go so the front knee is bent over the ankle. Make sure both your hip points, imagine that they've got a light on each. Shining forward, shoulders over hips, chest. Okay, hands to prayer position. Really strong in that back leg, press that heel down, knee over the ankle. Inhale to lengthen, we're going to work that core, nice and strong. Inhale, exhale, aeroplane, fold your arms to come into a 45-degree ankle. Spine long, neck in line with the spine. Inhale up. Core, press down into that front foot, feel that grounding and that strength, that rooting to rise as you lift up on the inhale. Exhale, fold again. And inhale, come up. Exhale, fold again. And inhale to come up. Now here's your challenge. This is the stability balance challenge. Bring your hands into prayer position. You're going to come off this back foot and you're going to bring the back leg forward. You're going to lift off and stand strong onto that standing leg and bring this other leg bent to a 90-degree angle. Really look at a spot, focus, root to rise, lift, 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 power, stability, strength. Really think about how you can really balance and control this now. So we're going to work that core a little bit even more. So what we're going to do, I'll quickly show you. Imagine that you are about to grab a beach ball as if it's been thrown to you from the side. So use control, very, very slowly. Lean to the side as if you're grabbing that beach ball, taking the leg out in the opposite direction. So you're coming at a nice diagonals like so. And then hold. Really strong core, pull that core in, strong leg, powerful, strong, grounded. Okay, and then we're going to come into tree pose. Either bring that in towards, bring the heel to ankle, okay. Strong grounded leg, really powerful, just below the knee, rotating that knee out towards the side, or lift it just above the knee, using your focus, root to rise, grounded and strong. Strong core, chest lifted. Lift, lift, lift. Call to mind that image of the tree, the metaphor. Strong, stable, despite the chaos of the world going around. Powerful. Fantastic, brilliant. Okay, and then release. We're going to go into tree at the opposite side. Drop that foot again. Ground down, powerful, strong leg. Come into your tree, ankle, calf, thigh, focus, root to rise, lengthen, spine long, chest lifted, core strong. Vogue or pose, or RuPaul, whichever expression you want today. Make sure that knee is pushing out to the side, you're pushing your foot into your thigh and your thigh into your foot. Strengthen, strengthen, strengthen. You are that tree in the midst of all this. Grounded, centred, stable. Then get ready to grab your beach ball. Slowly, lean out to the side, really strong, work that core, take that leg out to the side, grab your beach ball, woo, like so. Reach, 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 balance, control, stability, fantastic. And then come back in and take that knee back towards 90 degrees. Again, powerful and strong, chest lifted, spine long, don't matter if you fall out. Nice and strong, okay? Use that core, don't lean back, to lift that hip flexor, okay? And then we're just going to take that leg back, all the way back, high lunge. Press down into the heel of that back foot, balancing on the ball of that foot, front knee directly over the ankle. Shift your hips square to each other, headlights, shoulders over hips. Inhale, root to rise, strong and powerful. Exhale, aeroplane arms, work that core. Core is so important. Inhale. Your core is your representation of your personal power. When we feel disempowered, like how we feel at the moment, or with everything going on and we don't know what's going to happen next, we can reclaim that sense of agency by working our core. But also our core really helps everything else to function really well in our body. So inhale to lift and exhale back. Inhale to lift and exhale back. So you should feel a little bit sweaty today because we're moving fast. It's a blast. There's nothing slow about this one. This is almost like fitting 1 hour yoga into 20 minutes. Okay, and then come forward to the front of the mat and come back to that mountain position again. Big toes pressing down, mound, toeing pressing down, pulling big pinkies toes back, arches lifting for the feet. And just get them quads nice and firm, tilt the pelvis up towards the head, roll the shoulders back, chest lifted, coming back into that powerful mountain pose, grounded, strong, stable. Coming to mind, bringing that idea of the mountain, you know, never shifting or changing, feeling that sense of permanence in relation to all the impermanence of everything around us, nice and powerful and strong, okay? So we're going to come onto the floor. To do that, we're going to come into bending our knees, come into ragdoll again, hips back, belly towards thighs, grab opposite elbow, head down, dangle your head, taking your hips up towards the ceiling, move into that stretch into the hamstrings, lovely, and then very, very slowly come down on the floor and get ready to do some release of all that tension. Now, whatever is peeing you off today, just make an inventory of things that have wound you up recently. Because we're going to get rid of all those things that have wound you up. We're going to mimic this. We're going to do a squeeze and release technique that mimics the stress fight or flight response that's building up in our bodies, but we can't do anything about it because we're trapped in our homes. So, thumbs inside fists. Whatever is pissing you off. Just swallow. Excuse me. Okay, lay on your back. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to come into low boat. Okay, so we're working our core, but we're also at the same time doing squeeze and release. So as we come up on the inhale, I want you to think of one thing that's really peeing you off. And then when we flop down to the floor, I want you to imagine that you've just thrown that crap behind you. Okay, so it can be anything you want. So we're going to use that. We're going to do this 5 times. Every 5 times that you pull yourself up, you know, it's like, yes, I can't do this. You know, I just get angry, get that tension out, just get really, really angry, and then just let it all go. Okay, let that shit go. Okay, are we ready? 1, 2, 3, and exhale, flop and release. Imagine that you're just dropping 15 million bags of shopping that you just, when you've gone on your big run to Tesco's. We're ready again? 1, 2, 3. really just go, ha, and just let it all out as if you're just dropping all the weight of the world on your shoulders. Another big inhale. And just make that noise. Make that noise, go ha, and exhale. As if you're just stepping away from the worst sort of difficult situation that's so tense. You know, that sense of relief with the ha. Another one, 1, 2, 3. And ha, just go completely floppy. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then one more. Think of the thing that's winding you up the most. What's peeing you off? You might wanted to have tied the children to every single piece of furniture in the house today because they're just probably falling out with each other or something. 1, 2, 3. And just go, and just let it all go. Let the body get heavy, let it really relax. Just feel the body on the floor, feel the contact on the floor. And just sigh it all out. Okay, so let's bring our knee in towards our chest, that whichever knee you want to do, and just pull it in on the exhale. Okay, coming into that apanasana, that lower back release, really good for the psoas muscle, that gets tight as well. Okay, that stress muscle that's to do with fight or flight. We can't fight this virus, we can't flee from this virus, but we can work on the muscles that store up that fight or flight energy that we need to get rid of. So, opposite hand to bent knee, take the other arm out into a goalpost T position, very gently, on the exhale, keeping your shoulders flat to the floor, take your knee across. Feel that stretch all the way down the side of the body. And just feel that loveliness that goes into that deep stretch there. After you've done a nice back bend, that's quite a strong sort of pose, that one. It just releases that lower back tension a little bit. And then inhale, centre, and then exhale, release. Bring the opposite knee in, squeeze it towards the chest on the exhale. Whew. Bring your arm out into a goalpost position. Shoulder blades glued to the floor, roll onto that outer hip, come into that deep twist. Twist it out, twist out all the issues and all those worries and problems that are in your tissues. Okay, and then we're getting ready now for Shavasana. So when you're ready, okay, do whatever you need to do. You've got your blanket, prop yourself up, put a mask on, lay on, if your lower back feels tight, knees bent, bring with your feet wide, bring your knees together and just lay down on your back. Close your eyes, soften into the floor and just listen to the sound of my voice. Just shift your focus now onto the sensation of your breath. Notice the subtle changes and the differences between each in-breath and each out-breath. If your mind wanders, simply return to the breath. Bring yourself into the present moment without judging or analysing or labelling. Just focus on the sensations of breathing. And now observe the more subtle sensations such as the heart and the energy, the pulsation around your body. Centre your mind right in the middle of your chest, in your heart centre. And that general feeling of energy pulsating out towards the arms and the legs and the head. And relax your face and your jaw, your arms and your hands, your legs and your feet, your torso, your chest and your shoulders. And shift your awareness now to listening, without labelling or analysing. Just notice sounds drifting in from near and far. turning your senses into noticing rather than thinking, sensing rather than creating a narrative. And then bring your attention back into the breath. Notice each inhale and each exhale. And I'd like you to think of 3 things that you're grateful for today. It can be the most smallest and the tiniest of things, or it can be something even larger. The more we use the Buddhist principle of right thinking by using a different method of looking at the world, we can rewire the brain to be happier from negativity. So even if you have done one of these things and you have played some part in this action of gratitude, just focus on that. Just an appreciation perhaps of people or things. There's so much suffering in the world, and that for us, we have quite possibly more than others. And we have to consider the words of the Buddha that peace can come from within. We do not seek it without. Happiness is an inside job. And then start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Start to come back to the room that you're in. Gently rock your head from side to side. And if you want to roll onto one side and come up to a seated position, that's great. Okay, so thank you for that short practice. Yes, it was very fast. It was quite energetic. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hello, Claire. Hello, Becky. Who else is watching? Oh, Rianne. Julia. Wow, Michelle. Nice. Colleagues. Oh, Kelly, I'm glad you escaped. Right, so that was a really fast one. Basically, okay, that's a live one. We're going to do live ones every Monday at 7 o'clock. Nice timing as well. You know, you probably fed and wetted the kids and things like that. Took the dog for a walk. Wednesday 6, Friday 6 and Sunday 6. That's for my subscribers. They get access to the YouTube edited videos of those sessions. So Wednesday is a longer practice similar to this. Friday is just restorative deep stretch yoga with a long guided meditation for half an hour. And then on Sunday I'm just doing big mindfulness for beginners. It's the 3rd week. We're just looking at non-secular Buddhist based sort of mindfulness practice. We're looking at the key 5 practices that can suit you or your intention. So far we've done self-compassion, loving kindness, metta. We have done, what else have we done? We've done 3 so far. We've done the science of mindfulness. I'm all into science. No woo-woo. I won't realign your chakras with some crystals because I'm not going to Petro. But yeah, it's all sciencey based. Grounding flow, very energetic on Wednesday. So if you want to join me, click the button on the main Facebook page or on Instagram or on my website yogatherapyhall.co.uk. There is a book now button. See ya, book early to avoid disappointment, as Fred Pontins used to say. I'm off to go watch Killing Eve now because it's winner winner chicken dinner. So I'm going to finish this. This is a live one, not recorded. So you've got to be here to watch it because it's not going to be stored for later on for you to come back to. Okie dokie. Cheers. Bye.